December 6th, 2018. Freshman year of high school, a few months into the year, except none of that mattered. Waiting for the clock to tick more and more to midnight, doing anything and everything to stay up. Until finally, it was 12 a.m. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate just released, and my life changed forever. August 21st, 2019. My first ever offline tournament. In Smash, tournaments are double elimination. Everyone starts in the winner's bracket, and you can lose once and still be in the tournament. However, if you lose a second time in the loser's bracket, you're out. I had been playing Wi-Fi since late February, doing occasional Wi-Fi tournaments, and won a few. But this was offline, a completely different game, in one of the hardest states to compete in New Jersey. I went 3-2, positive for my first ever offline event at Platinum Star Games. May 8th, 2020. Ultimate's largest tournament, The Box, with 6,000 people competing online. I had placed top 32, being the 189th seed. My name started to become known somewhat in the community, seen as someone who could have potential offline. The pieces were all there. An up-and-coming Yoshi player could compete in the hardest state and get top-level practice, and so much more. I had tasted the top level of competition online, but offline was completely different. September 11th, 2021. Riptide 2021. At the Kalahari Resort in Sandusky, Ohio. It was the largest tournament back from the pandemic. These big tournaments, called majors, are played in best of 5 sets. So losing one game isn't a big deal, as long as you could win 3 out of 5. With over 800 people in attendance, I had to go. Everyone was going to try and prove themselves. It would be my first ever major, an 8-hour-long drive during my senior year of high school. I had the potential to finally prove that I could do it, and I failed. I ended up drowning in pools, not making it out, losing to Anathema's Rob and Matador's Wario. I dropped set-winning kill confirms and placed 193rd at my first ever major. To some, this can be seen as a success. I still went positive in bracket and got some experience out of everything. But in my heart, I knew I could be better than this. But at that moment, there was nothing more that I wanted to do than give up. What was the point? How would I even know I would amount to anything in the game when so many people believed in me? I saw a fellow Yoshi who had a fantastic run that event. Miles, the best Yoshi in the USA at the time. His Yoshi was inspiring. To see someone piloting my character doing that fantastic, it really made me wonder if it was possible. But at that time, I was so demotivated after my performance, I really didn't know how to feel. I went to dinner after bracket with my dad. He drove with me to the event to support me. I was obviously very frustrated and upset, and he simply told me it's just one tournament. He asked if there's anything else happening soon, and there was, Glitch 8.5 Konami code. I was hesitant, but he insisted that I go. He believed in me. If he hadn't come with me and told me this, I don't know if I would still be playing to this day. At Glitch, a few weeks later, I got top 48 at a major for the very first time. August 11th, 2022. I felt I had truly hit a new height when I attended my first ever Super Smash Con, now Supernova, in 2022. It was a premier tier event, the highest an event can be for the global rankings in Smash Ultimate. It had over 2,000 competitors in just Ultimate, and it is widely considered the biggest and most prestigious Smash event of the year. I had a good feeling about this tournament. I felt I was playing incredibly well, and I ended up getting top 128 at my first ever Premier tier. Not everything was great though. The next major after this would be Rise and Grind 2022. I was cocky. I didn't prepare as well, and I ended up getting top 96 out of 400 people, feeling massively disappointed in my play. But, it was just one major. I had Let's Make Moves Miami 2022 next, a super major this time, but I underplaced my seed. No big deal, let's just go next at Apex 2022. It's in New Jersey, surely I wouldn't. This one hurt a lot. I had never felt I really disappointed myself this much since Riptide. I had a good streak going, and to have such a disappointing tournament after traveling and spending so much money at other tournaments, I crashed a bit. After Apex, I took a month and a half break. I couldn't even stand to play online. Something just felt wrong with the game. When I came back, nothing felt great about my play either, just mediocre. I wasn't able to crack that incredible top level feeling I had at SmashCon or the box. People threw me off as just some Wi-Fi player, and that would be my peak. And I started believing it too. But there was always this one voice in the back of my mind telling me to keep on trying. Not just that, but I had found a new demon in my brackets, Samus. Samus is by far considered Yoshi's worst matchup at every single level of play. She is counters to everything Yoshi wants to do. If he wants to pressure her shield, something Yoshi is famously great at with his incredibly safe aerials, she can punish it with her up B out of shield, a frame 4 option. The second fastest a defensive option out of shield can be. Her neutral special, Charge Shot, shuts down Yoshi's approaches. Yoshi has a low short hop, which is great for landing aerials, but means he can't jump over and punish the end lag of this move like other characters can. Her aerials are strong and single hits, meaning she can break Yoshi's double jump armor, a knockback based armor, and easily gimp him. And to finish all of this, she's heavier than Yoshi, and not that much slower, letting her not only just win trades, but also outlast Yoshi. One of Yoshi's best traits as a character. She can keep Yoshi at bay, and whenever he gets close, simply swat him away yet again. It is near unwinnable at the highest level of play. Only 2 Yoshis have won Yoshi Samus at top level. Yoshidora, the best Yoshi in the entire world, and Mei, the best Yoshi in Mexico, whose brother, Joker, is a Samus main himself. This started sending me in somewhat of a downward spiral. I started getting lost with the game, losing to my local Samus mains in New Jersey, and feeling my bracket runs would be ruined if I ever saw the character. I began to lose hope, but I kept on trying. May 13th, 2023. Low Tide City, a national in Texas. Not as stacked as a major, but most definitely as many entrants. My bracket was so good. I was so excited to play, and then my round 3 of the tournament, I get destroyed. It simply wasn't close. I wasn't prepared, and my opponent played out of their mind. I got sent so early to losers, I was scared a repeat of what happened my last few majors would happen yet again. And the doubt kicked in. But so did that voice, and I kept playing through losers. Eventually, I made it all the way to top 24 out of over 450 people without dropping a game. I almost made it further, but was stopped in an amazing Game 5 set against Pelka, a fantastic New England snake main. I had a small taste of that greatness again, and I wanted that feeling more. October 15th, 2023. Rise and Grind 2023. My run back from the previous year. I was nervous. I didn't know if I could redeem myself. I went in blind, not knowing a single person that would be in my bracket path. I fought Chase, number 41 in the world at the time, and the best Palutena in North America. However, I practiced against Palu near my entire Ultimate career. If there was finally a time for me to get a huge win, it would be now. The set ended up going to game 5, last hit, last stock, and I barely win. The set was played off stream, so although there was no footage of the set itself, that doesn't mean I didn't have my friends supporting me. There was a regional in New Jersey happening at the time, Failsafe, and my friend slash amazing commentator Momo on the bike was sharing my match with the venue. Half the tournament at Failsafe stopped just to watch me play. And when I found out they were all supporting me, I teared up a bit. It was the first time I felt I had really done my region proud. And I would continue on to get top 16 at the event, nearly beating Mia, a Game & Watch main and number 4 in the world at the time, in a game 5 set. I had that feeling that I could be a top player. I started being a consistent player afterwards. No crazy runs, no insane wins, simply very good play. I was a solid high-level Yoshi, arguably top 3 Yoshi in the entire United States. But solid just wasn't enough. I wanted more. April 7th, 2024. My crew, MBS, was invited to Stick Drift 5 Homecoming. We were all so excited for the event. We could all grind and have a little road trip vacation together, and hopefully do good in bracket. When pools started, I was so confident. And then it happened again. My round 2, I got nervous, I got outplayed, and I got destroyed. My confidence was simply gone for the event, and I had no idea what to do. I played out my pool, barely making it out from losers, and then went back to the hotel to relax and sleep off the anger. When I came back, I didn't feel like I was playing anymore. I felt like someone completely different. I kept on winning and winning, beating multiple globally ranked players, including a 3-0 on number 29 in the world at the time, and best Bayonetta in North America, Lima. I made an 11-set long losers run, and lost game 5 to my friend and number 104 in the world at the time, Syrup. I finally had that taste again, that feeling, that potential. I could become a top player. After this tournament, I decided that in the summer, I would plan to go as hard as possible to really try my very best to see if I have what it takes to reach the top. This summer, I went to 4 majors. Patchwork 2024, a major where I beat my seed by 1 placement, getting top 32 out of 300 competitors. But no crazy upsets yet, just very solid play. Supernova 2024. Supernova began to become my comfort tournament. Yet again, another premier tier and the biggest tournament of the year. I felt very great going into it, and I ended up getting top 48 out of 2,200 competitors, getting a huge win on Monte, number 74 in the world, and beating my projected placement by 3 spots. Regen 2024, my first international major. I was very nervous, lost early against the best Mario in Germany, Yusuf, but then won 3 game 5s in a row, before losing to number 140 in the world, Mezco's Ridley. Top 16 of a major yet again, and beating my projected placement by 1 spot felt great. My last major for the summer, before I truly hunkered down for the school semester, is one I am very familiar with. The major series I had first attended to, Riptide. It went from being simply a regional level event to a premier tier in the span of 10 days, a feat no other tournament can say they have done. I was nervous. I felt I had to redeem myself for all those years back, for my first ever appearance at a Riptide. I didn't know if it was possible. A whopping 8 out of the top 10 competitors in the world were in attendance. Could I really compete with the best? Day 1 was all side brackets, doubles, and squad strike, so I used the day to simply practice. I didn't know how I was feeling about my play that day. I felt weird. I grinded with Danny, the second best wolf in the United States, near the end. And although I lost, I felt much better about my play. Day 2 would be the big day. Only the top 24 would advance to Championship Sunday. And with Riptide not only being just a Premier Tier event, but with over 1,000 competitors, I wasn't sure if I was capable, but I had to try. I played my Phase 1 pools, dropping 2 games to Cypher's Falco and Viri's Rob. Right out of pools, I would have my rematch with Lima. I could have prepared better for this, but I was a bit cocky and confident I would simply win. I won last time pretty easily, so what would be the difference? But Lima is obviously an incredible player. It was very evident that he studied a lot on both the matchup and my own play. He defeated me in a 3-1 fashion. I was kinda disappointed. My bracket path felt so good. Being able to fight both Syrup and Mia again. Players I wanted to prove myself again desperately. But I couldn't think like that. It wasn't over just yet. I still had losers to go through. I could still make a run. My next opponent would be Skits, the best Wario from Texas and someone I was practicing with a lot at day 1. I would narrowly win 3-1 my favor. After that, Luxa, an Ike on an incredible run from New England. But I am very comfortable with Ike and netted myself another 3-1 victory. I was feeling much better after that win, gaining some real confidence back. That showed in my set against Anarchy, number 148 in the world and a Greninja main who I had faced off prior at a Canadian regional. I had barely won the first time we encountered in a Game 5 set, but this time it was much different. I had a clean sweep, netting a 3-0 victory in my favor, but my next opponent had my heart sink. I had to fight Icy Mist, the best Samus in North America. The demon character, the one character I never ever want to see in bracket. And if I wanted to keep on in the tournament, I had to, by some miracle, win. Even before the set started, I felt like there was no chance. I have only beaten Samus twice at ranked events. Once against No Tag Samus at Stick Drift 5, and the second time against Nutlord Samus at Regen 2024. But Icy Mist is not just any Samus. She is the Samus. I was very unconfident of my odds of winning. But what else could I do but sit down and play? I was winning for what felt like most of the game, and just narrowly lost the very last stock. It felt doable, but losing that way hurt a little. I had to try harder. Yoshi's recovery is essentially just his double jump. It has armor, but in Smash, there's a mechanic called footstooling, where you jump off your opponent and send them straight down. Most characters have an up B to recover with, so they can still live after this technique. Without his double jump, however, Yoshi's up B does not help him recover. Getting footstooled as Yoshi is essentially an insta KO. Getting 3-stocked, not even being able to take a single life off of Icy Mist, made me nearly give up. It just felt unwinnable. She was so good piloting the perfect counter to my character. In a matchup, I still wouldn't say I'm the best in. But the tournament is a best of 5 bracket, not best of 3. I was on my tournament life, and if I lost here, I wouldn't make the next day. I had to try. I had to pull something out to get me back into things. Something to give me such a big lead, I could keep it for the whole game. I had been able to get a lead, but not really keep it. I put Icy Mist in an uncomfortable position on a platform, and she rolls. Earlier in the set, I saw that she immediately shields after this. I had used Egg Roll in this exact scenario before in Game 1. A near useless move in Yoshi's kit, and flew off the stage, seemingly for no reason. But I had a great reason to go for this move. Yoshi's Egg Roll has a special niche technique called Egg Roll Shield Break, or ERSB for short. This technique lets you instantly break shields. If you mess up the input, however, Yoshi simply goes flying off the platform.
With Icy Mist, it's a 2-0 lead right now, but he does get the shield break set up on the platform.
This attempt, however, I successfully landed it. Taking a kill this early was huge, and let me scrape past a win in Game 3. But this was still just one game, and she was up 2-0. To take the entire set, I need to win 2 more games in a row to complete the reverse 3-0. Again, I barely win Game 4. The nerves, however, began to hit me like a truck. At first, I was just playing the play. Then suddenly, I started to win. Now it was Game 5, and I began to actually believe it may be possible to win. Not just some fever dream or unrealistic expectation, but a reality.
But she's not
Game 5 begins.
Given how close the ending of that game became despite the extra stock deficit that Pharaoh had when we tuned in. Ooh, up you go.
Okay, yeah. Pharaoh trying to make something happen. No real threat or death right there, of course. Still at 0 when Icy Mist hit that up B. But yeah, this also has to be tough because not only is the matchup hard, Samus is somewhat of a niche character. You don't get to fight that often, but they're still really, really good. So definitely a long day for Pharaoh. But right now, looking pretty solid. Oh, and as I say it, the charge shot really throwing Yoshi off from approaching with that fair.
And Anand has closed out the 3-0 against Wrath, so that's going to be Carrington taking a trip down into losing. Wrath, rather, taking a trip down.
And down, but it's got to think even more because Yoshi would kind of struggle really cutting her off off stage as well.
That back air reverse charge shot was really hot, too, from Icy Mist to continue the combo and continue the damage, but then eventually Pharaoh
I take the first stock, and it gives me confidence. But she immediately takes my first stock after. 2 stocks each.
Stock out, I'm not sure, but you got to be careful messing with Samus' shield because, man, is she good out of shield.
Back throw there is sure. Okay, I was going to talk about the back throw, and then I got distracted by egg roll.
All right, not going to up throw yet. Don't want to stale it, of course. Trying to set up for some kind of edge guard scenario, but yeah, Pharaoh's just kind of like slowly coming back to center stage. And
I take her second stock
Like
and get a little extra percent on her before she takes
somebody
mine.
in chat will let me know here in a second so I can pretend to be smart.
And
then
Last stock
is still frame 3
each.
because everybody except Kazuya's is frame 3.
Okay, that's not that bad, actually. I thought it was
It's 3?
Okay, I take it back. That's a 6-frame option. That's crazy. All that
There's
aside,
no way.
we have ourselves a 1-stock scenario, completely even percent. Icy Mist doing a great job of just sharking underneath Pharaoh with those up airs. Again, making it hard to land. And up being out of that down air was massive because that move does a crazy amount of damage.
I'm still thinking about the fact that Yoshi has a frame 3 nair. I didn't even remember it was that fat. Like, I said 4 or 5. I was downplaying it. Pharaoh trying to survive, holding on, reversing the neutral B to try and get back down against Icy Mist.
Yeah.
Icy Mist just hasn't taken a hit in...
Earlier in the set, I was committing incredibly hard to high juggles. I knew she would expect this.
Shield into
I stayed low, baiting her to make her think I would commit high. But I stayed safe.
Yet, but this is fully anybody's game.
The more you use the same move in Smash, the less damage and knockback it does. Doing the same combo 3 times in a row means I can't kill with up air anymore. I need another out.
Just roll her way away. Pharaoh looking for the nair at ledge. 141 on Icy Mist after so long untouched. Has to shield charge shot. Landing up air doesn't connect either, but the back air, just the bare tip of it. And Pharaoh closes it out. You see a quick little pop from the crowd as well.
I had
Pharaoh
somehow
jumps out of
won.
his seat as he completes the
All I
reverse
could feel
3-0, and
is
look at him down
joy
at the
and
bottom left,
happiness.
jumping around.
Yeah,
Hearing my friends cheer for me, celebrate with me, was unreal. I had made it to Championship Sunday for the first time in my Smash Ultimate career. I had beaten the greatest demon character of my competing career. All at the biggest possible tournament in competitive Smash. I had finally redeemed myself after all those years. Coming back to this major series, the first major I had ever attended, and outdoing expectations massively. For the first time ever, I didn't just taste the top level. I was at the top level. It wasn't that Yoshi could do it, but I could do it too. Thanks for watching.